What is up, guys? It is Austin here from TCK Imaging, and today is a very special day because I'm going to be releasing my second vlog, but also we're going to be talking about my top 5 travel tips to travel really cheap or almost completely for free. So let's jump into the video and I'll see you guys there.
Where you're walking and talking, thinking, are you the same? Wonder how you're doing and moving through the crowds every day. And all I wanna know, are you thinking about me? I just gotta know. I just gotta know. So dumb, I wish I could get you out of my head. So numb, doing all I can to move, but I can't. Oh no.
Tip number 1. So tip number 1 is kind of has a special place in my heart because it's something that I've done a lot of and I really enjoy doing because it's an impactful trip. So tip number 1 is volunteer traveling. There are a couple of ways to do this, a couple different organizations that you can go through. One that I've personally worked with is CRU, or CRU, also formerly known as Campus Crusades. It is a missions group, so keep that in mind, but they do missions trips around the world to go and help people with building orphanages and homes for people and churches and hospitals, but also you get to go to these amazing and beautiful places around the world and travel and really get to experience another culture in a way that you wouldn't on a normal vacation. They also work with you with like having scholarship opportunities where you can get certain amounts of money off of your trip, and most of the time you raise support for these trips. So you have people help sponsor you and build you up to where you're able to go and travel. It's a really great opportunity, and they have trips all around the world. I think last year I had a friend of mine go to Tokyo for like 3 months, and they went and helped out there with, you know, help with some orphanages and also connecting the local university students. So travel opportunities with them are almost unlimited, and there's a lot of really great places to go and travel with. Another great place is Samaritan's Purse. If you don't want to go international, if you want to kind of stay local, they do a lot of volunteer stuff around. As far as I know, they're still rebuilding parts of Houston from Hurricane Harvey a couple years ago, and they will actually fly you out there and provide you a place to stay and provide your food as long as you know, obviously have some volunteer hours and work there. So really great opportunities to do that. Highly recommend doing some volunteer stuff. Number 2, for all my students out there, if you are in high school, if you are in college, whatever it is, look into studying abroad. Typically you will have a university or a college that you go to offer some study abroad programs, which is really cool. Yes, they might be a little bit more expensive than you know, like a volunteer trip, but they're typically cheaper than just you traveling there alone. And studying abroad is a great way to get immersed in the culture of another place. So once again, I've had a couple friends do this. I personally haven't done it because I only went to university for a couple of years, but it's a really, really great opportunity. You get to travel all around, especially like with Europe. Traveling to Europe is really cool because you get to like travel a lot because a lot of the countries are really close to each other. But doing study abroad courses are really great ways to further yourself in education, but also grow as an individual by experiencing other cultures and traveling a whole heck of a lot. So highly, highly, highly recommend traveling abroad. Tip number 3 is using budget airlines. Now, you will not always get the most comfortable flights. You will not always get the best seats or the best service, but nonetheless, budget airlines are a great way to travel cheap. And you can sometimes get these with hundreds of dollars off compared to the normal bigger airlines like United or American or, you know, some other airlines like that. So using budget airlines, great way to save some money. With that being said, also keep an eye on the time of year that you're wanting to travel. So if you want to take a summer vacation, either you're going to have to plan ahead a lot and get your tickets months before, or maybe go during a not such crowded time. So like one thing that I would recommend is if you want to go to a warmer climate area, do that in like April or March if you're in the US, because there's not a whole lot going on that people are going to be traveling for. Yes, you might have some schools with spring break, but you know, going down to Mexico or something like that is a great time, you know, during the March and April season. So yeah, keeping your eyes at like the right time to travel. Don't travel during, you know, holiday seasons anywhere. And that also means doing research about where you want to go, because if they have a large holiday season and you're like, hey, I'm just gonna go like right in the middle of it, chances are it's probably gonna be pretty busy. So keep an eye on that, you know when to go, and choose budget airlines. Always a great one. All right, top favorite travel trip, go.
Top favorite travel tip? I always bring snacks. Snacks are a go-to thing.
Tip number 4. This is a little more for when you are at the place that you get to. As some of you may know, the US is not really known for their public transportation systems. It's not that much cheaper, and it's not as more readily available as it is in other countries. But if you are traveling to a different country, especially like in European countries or Asian countries, public transportation is a huge part of their daily lives. So learn about like the trains or the bus systems in other places, because oftentimes that'll be a lot cheaper and more efficient way for you to get around, just because it's more popular in other countries. So, and it's also a great way to save money as well. Be sure to look into those public transportation systems, especially based on where you're going. Now, with that being said, also be careful about some of these, because there are often, you know, risks for certain places. Like in Europe, their train system, phenomenal, very well done. Everyone uses it. You can get all over Europe just using the train system. But if you're in Mexico, you know, maybe be a little more careful about some public transportation that you use. Always go with a group, never go by yourself. That's a really big and important thing. So travel with a friend, but travel public transportation systems, because they're cheaper and way more efficient for you to be able to use on your trips and vacations. And finally, my last little tip is something that everyone can do. It doesn't matter your budget, doesn't matter your job or your workplace. It's something that's super easy to do. A road trip. And as you've been seeing, the B-roll in between here is me. I took a trip yesterday to the beach with 2 of my good friends, Rayanne and Hannah, and we just decided that, you know what, we're just gonna take one day and do a road trip. It was super easy, it was super fun, it didn't cost us a lot of money, we had a great time. So take some time, go find some of your friends, get a day off together, and take a road trip. Go to the mountains, go to the beach, go to a historic place. It's just so much fun, it's so easy to do, and they're just great times and great memories that you will have. So thank you so much for checking in on this video. I really hope these tips help you guys out a lot. If you have any questions, anything that you want to know, or any other travel tips, leave them down in the comments below. Share it with other people. I will definitely get back to you guys. I'll respond to your messages. If you want to reach me, my Instagram will be right here. Be sure to tag me if you guys post any photos about cars or travel, because I'd love to see them and I'd love to share them out. So thank you so much for checking in. As always, my name is Austin McIntosh from TCK Imaging, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. See you next time.